Are you new to real estate or struggling in real estate, cash buyer, wholesaler, and you're looking for better ways to close more deals? You're in the right place. Each week, I pick a random house off the internet, I analyze it for a cash deal and a creative deal. Whether you're just starting out or already seasoned, this podcast was specifically designed to give you practical tools that you can use right away. Welcome to the Corner Barn. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy, second generation investor and realtor with 19 years in the business. When I created this podcast, my goal was simple. It was to help beginners and struggling investors close their first deal or their next deal, all using low to no cost tools to help you analyze properties and craft strong offers. This is the weekly deal analysis. Let's get into the show.
Hey, real quick, can you hit that like button for me? I appreciate you. Thanks.
This week we are sticking in Wisconsin and we are going to 1022 Goss Avenue in, I'm going to butcher this, so I apologize. Menace, Menasha. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Menasha. It's just outside Green Bay. If I'm butchering the name, please let me know down in the comments. This is a 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath, about 1,500 square feet on a little over a quarter acre. It has been on the market for 30 days. Let's take a look at these pictures and see what else we can find. Pretty. Like this. Dated cabinets, but it flows really well. I got the black stainless appliances. Those are my favorite. Formica countertops, it looks like. There's really not a whole lot of pictures here to go on. There we go. Maybe we can find something now. Around living room, dining area. Kitchen has a little breakfast table. There's your half bath. Bedroom 1, 2, 3. Master bath, I would assume. Finished basement. Laundry and utility room. That is a huge laundry sink. Do you see the size of that thing? Thing's bigger than most bathtubs. They got good finished space in the basement plus a finished area as well. Nice deck off the back. Good yard, at least partially fenced. Flat yard. We don't see that too much here in this area of Maryland. Nice size yard. Driveway, 2-car. I like it. Let's see what else we can find here. All right, what else? Built in 52, 2-car garage, property details. Not telling me anything about updates, just kind of giving me a walkthrough of the house itself. They bought this in 2018 for $133,500. Good value. Property taxes, $3,480. That's kind of high. And they've been on the market for a month at just shy of 300. Our values, CoreLogic is telling us about 260. Ethereum is 295. Listing price median is 400. Sold median is just under 3. Wow. That is a large discrepancy in price. I mean, that's about $140,000 difference. The higher priced homes just not sell. I don't know. nearby homes, real estimate. Almost an identical property. They're saying 293. 305. I think we're going to stick to that 300 number or our ARV or after repair value. And what else we got going on in the neighborhood? Similar homes in the area. 290, 270, 250 to 300. Much larger house though. Hmm. Nothing recently sold or under contract. Similar looking homes. 290, 285, 275. 30s. I'm bringing that down closer to like 250 now. And let's see, what did they bought it in 18. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with 250. 250 ARV. And what is our ARV? After repair value. Now that we have everything that we can figure out from this site, now we're going to jump over to the InvestNest and analyze it for a cash deal. I have it pulled up here on the InvestNest. I love this site. It is super user friendly and the price is pretty easy on your pocket as well. I will have a link down below. If you want to try it out, you get 1 week for free and 50% off your first month if you like it past that first week. But that is my gift to you. 50% off your first month. Try it out. See if you like it. If you do, come back to this video and drop a comment below what you thought of it. Owner details, skip tracing. So if I wanted to call this seller directly, I push that button. Within about 10 seconds, I have all of their contact information and I can call them. Finance details, an estimated mortgage of about 825. Depending on what rent prices are, this could be a pretty good subject to property. Hmm. It looks like they owe about 200 because they have a first and a second mortgage on it. Yeah, so it looks like they owe about 200 and their all-in payment is about 825. MLS history. Oh, they went under contract. Realtor.com did not tell us that. Hmm. Something fell through. About a 2 week period. 10 days. Very well could have been a home inspection. Anywhere roughly between 5 to 15 days. Generally an issue with the home inspection. Location. Menasha. Maybe I'm saying that right. Menasha. And this is Winnebago County. That will come into play here in a moment, but let's break some numbers down. 1022 Goss. Our purchase price. Now we are on a cash price. I'm going to offer 70% of ARV minus repairs. I don't see really any repairs needed in this home because overall it looks pretty solid. That may change if I was in there in person, but we don't know. So We said our ARV is 250. Let me find my fancy calculator here. 250 times 70%. Our cash offer price is going to be 175. Closing costs are going to be about 4% because we're going to offer to pay both sides, buyer and seller. Our lender charges are going to be about 2 points, and that's with a DSCR lender, debt service coverage ratio number. Yeah, debt service coverage ratio lender, or our hard money lender. They're basically charging 2 points. If you're getting a traditional mortgage, you're still paying this some way or another. They just call it something different. Um, we're not doing anything with the rental costs. We'll do 25% down, and I want a 30-year term, and we'll leave that rate about there. All right, our rental is, well, this isn't telling us anything. So let's jump back over to Realtor and see what we can find, what is renting in the area. Apartments are going 4,000 to 13. Apartment. There's a house. Window, single family home for rent. 3-2, 1,600s, 2,000. It's a pretty good number. Apartment, condo, apartment. Really, the only single family comparable home that I have to go off of is this one here for 2,000. A little bit bigger, so maybe 1,800. But now we are going to jump over to the HUD site and see what they're willing to offer. This is the HUD website, also known as Section 8. It is a phenomenal tool. It is a pain in the butt to figure out. Once you do, it is very user-friendly. I will drop a link down below in the comments. So for a 3-bedroom, they're saying they will pay up to 1411. Now we were looking at the other one that said almost 2,000, but that's what they're asking. So I think we're gonna play it safe and just say 1,500. Does that sound fair? All right, we're gonna put our rent number as 1,500. Property taxes, we're gonna leave those alone. Our insurance is gonna be 125 a month, which is 1,500 a year. Management fee of just 10%, pretty standard across the whole country, really. Utilities, our tenant is going to be paying those, so we're not going to factor that stuff in. And our reserve fund, or I call it my war chest, 5% for repairs and maintenance, 5% for vacancy, and 5% for CapEx, capital expenditures. That's your big ticket stuff like your roof, your HVAC, water heater, kitchen if it's really that bad. Everything else seems pretty explanatory there. We're going to factor in a 2% appreciation on the price of the home. We're going to factor in a 2% increase for the price of the home, and I like to raise my rents about 2.5% per year. We'll plan on holding it for about 10 years, and we are real estate investors. We don't pay full commissions. All right, let's see what these numbers say.
I need a favor. If you're getting value from this, would you hit that like button for me? It really helps the channel out, and I appreciate you for it. Now, back to the video.
Oh, oh, negative 166, almost 167. So for 53,375, you can lose a lot of money. Super low cap rate, DSCR rate doesn't work, cash on cash is negative. ROI, return on investment, is not good. 1% rule doesn't even hit that. And yeah, it's the property taxes. It's kind of killing it. Well, that's a bummer. So this one does not work as a cash deal. And you're 10 years in before you're even positive. And that's with rent increases. Hmm. Now we're going to jump over and do my favorite part, the creative side. This is my creative calculator. You can get it off of my website, christhompsonteam.com. Link will be below as well. There's a lot of free downloads on there. Use all of that stuff, and I hope it's helpful. So ARV we think is 50. And based on that, when we're offering creative, because we're essentially asking that seller to be our bank, we want to get as close to that ARV price as possible. Let's try it at 250 and just see what it said because they are asking for almost 300. Uh, we'll give them that price, but we only want to pay 4% interest. Now, to find out our PITI or principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, we're going to jump over to Bankrate. Bankrate.com, link will be below also. Just one of the free tools I use. Super convenient. 250. I only want to put 5% down, interest rate of 4%. Change up my zip code here. 4952. Our property tax, 290. Our insurance will be 125. Oof, this one's negative too. All right, so we already know our rent price basically was like 1,500, and this is already over that before we touch any fees. So we're gonna try to just adjust this on the fly, take that down to 2%. Better, but it's still not gonna work. Let's throw a trick in there. We're gonna give them 275 at 0%. Power of the payment. Now it's still skinny, but we might be able to make this work. All right, so our principal, interest, taxes, and insurance are going to be 1026. Let's plug that in. 1026. Our potential rents, 1,500. Oof, barely $100. So by offering them really close to what they're asking, um, but at a 0% rate, update this. Um, your cash flow positive, so that is helpful. And if you can get more for rent out of it, great. Then it works better. So our cash to the seller is going to be, oh, no, that got jacked up too. There, okay. We're putting down some, and that actually makes the numbers a little bit better. So we're going to put down 13,750. That is our cash to the seller, 13,750. This adjusts even more to, and the number, oh, that number went up, sorry, because we put less down. 1141, 1141. Yeah, still a negative deal. Not a good cash deal, not a good creative deal. Let's try one more adjustment and bring this thing back down to 250 with 5% down, still our 0% interest. 290 on the tax, 1,075. Let's see if that number works. 50 to 50, 0%, 1,075. All right, at least we're back to positive. And again, if you're local and you do your own management, you actually make about 200 bucks a month net on this thing. That is not a bad deal. For me, it just doesn't make sense. So our cash to the seller, let's make sure we update that. Be 12,500, 12,500. No assignment fee because we're not working with a wholesaler. Or excuse me, that's agent commission. I got ahead of myself. Agent commissions, we'll throw them 2,000. See if that will work. Closing costs, both sides, that 4%, it's 10 grand. 2 months of holding is just 2 months of this payment right here. A good TC or transaction coordinator will be about 1,500 bucks. For 30 grand, you can make 50 a month. Still not a good deal. That is going to conclude this week's episode in the corner barn of the weekly deal analysis. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy. What are your thoughts on 1022 Goss Avenue in Menasha, just outside of Green Bay, Wisconsin, 54952. Drop them in the comments and we will see you next week.